The Cleveland Cavaliers came to Utah on a 4-game losing streak and through the first half looked a little vulnerable. And then in the third quarter, they just blasted the Jazz and ran away with it and got well. We're talking about it next on POSTCAST.
You are Locked On Jazz, your daily podcast on the Utah Jazz. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Sunday to you, the Utah Jazz, who have been in most ball games recently and while losing with regularity have fought hard and been in really good basketball games tonight or this afternoon, just got run off the court. They got blown out in the third quarter. They did not score a basket until the 6:16 mark in the third quarter, and that made the first half effort, which was pretty solid and had them within 6 points, go for naught. And then this game, the fourth quarter, was really, frankly, irrelevant. They were down 20 heading into the fourth quarter. They scored the fewest points they've scored in any game all year, I believe. They also scored the fewest points they'd scored through 3 quarters. Their offensive rating by the end of the night was an 87. This really was a game where the Jazz offense did not get going at all. They shot 11 of 40, or they shot 16 of 50 from 3, shot 36% overall, just did not get going, and then eventually wilted in that third quarter. The starting unit, if I'm sure Will Hardy will mention this, was particularly poor tonight. They got outscored 11-5 in the first quarter and 13-0 in the second quarter. I think it might have actually been 15-0 in the second quarter. They got outscored 26-5 today, starting 3 rookies against a team that's got the best record in the Eastern Conference. Just for the second time in a row. Boston the other day, the Jazz battled. Today they battled for a little bit, but these are mismatches. These are teams in different trajectories.
You're looking at 2 teams going in different directions. That's for sure, David. And it's like I'm just going to use the middle quarters. They ended up scoring 69 points in those 2 quarters. That both teams were not shooting the basketball very well, but the Jazz continued on for 4 quarters of not being able to score and really didn't look that good, whereas the Cavaliers end up turning it on. I mean, they end up in that third quarter where they scored 38 points in that quarter. And
37-19 was the story of that quarter.
And had to separate themselves in that quarter.
All right, let me ask you a quick question. Cavaliers or Celtics? We saw them both. Who's better? It's hard to tell against us, frankly. Let's be perfectly honest.
I think that's a tough question, but I really think the Cavaliers have, across the board, more guys that can have big nights offensively. But I really think defensively the Celtics might be better.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at the Cavaliers, and they're in the top 10 in 7 or 8 different categories. And that has a lot to do with offense. How many points a ball game do they give up?
Well, they're the 8th best defense in the league. They've been a little less good recently, but they're the 8th best. I mean, the problem for them is if you got, like, who are they putting on Jason? They're putting Max Strus or Evan Mobley on Jason Tatum. Maybe Dean Wade comes off the bench to try to be a defensive stopper at 6'9". Maybe Isaac Okoro, but he doesn't shoot great. So then that's the whole reason why you've acquired these other guys. And then you're back to having Isaac Okoro on the floor, which you didn't want. Whereas Boston, Tatum, Brown, Holiday, White, 7'3" Porzingis, feels like they just got so many different guys. They go and put Tatum on, or, they put Holiday on Donovan and White on Garland, and they still have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum floating around there athletically who can guard people.
Well, that'd be a matchup I like to see. I really would, because I think that this Cavaliers team have weapons, and I think they can play faster.
The Celtics. Neither of these teams play particularly fast.
Yeah, I think the Cavaliers can play faster than and as you pointed out, I mean, they get into stuff early enough to the point where everyone is involved in what they're trying to do out there on the floor.
Obviously, it's different for him here than some other places, but this is the first All-Star that's come out after a game and signed autographs. Donovan Mitchell is
totally awesome
out here right now signing autographs. We have not seen another player all year long come out and just sign for fans. And there's just a line of them. Some in Donovan Mitchell Utah jerseys, some in Donovan Mitchell Cavaliers jerseys, and he is taking the time to sign them all tonight for everyone. A neat moment with him and Clarkson on the floor as he left. Jordan is the last and remaining player
and the number of cameras and phones that are.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
great. Donovan's always been great with the crowd. It must have been nice for him to come back. Not as much fanfare, not as big a deal. That has been in the past. Just his second game he's ever played here. So he came in a horrendous slump. He was shooting 30% from the floor and 16% from three in the last 5. And I'm not sure he really got out of that slump, Ron. He was 0 for 5 from 3 again today. He was not sharp from the free throw line. He dominated a little bit, but he was clearly better than most guys on the floor, but I didn't get the feeling that Donovan the Cavaliers got well. I'm not sure Donovan did.
I don't think he did either, but do you worry about that at this point? I mean, they are what they have 11 games left. Do you worry about that now? I don't think so.
Do I yell at Jim Jones to tell him he's the best, or with his cane coming down these
Yeah,
steps?
I had a long conversation with him before
Jim Jones, you're the best.
Before the ball game,
Jim
and
Jones, you're the best.
He hears you. He's making sure.
You heard me.
Making sure he doesn't fall.
Yeah, I don't want him to fall.
Yeah.
I don't want him to look back up and fall.
Yeah.
But he's one of my faves.
Yeah.
All the guys you played with are wonderful. I mean, other than Cedric Maxwell.
Yeah. Cedric's he's a favorite too. I didn't play with him. I played against him.
I guess that's true.
But I did play with Jim Jones.
What do you think? So Cody Williams was just totally outclassed tonight. It's like hard to watch. 1 for 8, 4 air balls. Isaiah Collier put in a bunch of fourth quarter points, but if we're honest, before the fourth quarter, I think he's 0 for 3. Filipowski was okay. He's a year older than those two guys. It's worth noting.
Mm-hmm.
I just think if I'm Isaiah Collier and I'm Cody Williams, and maybe even if I'm Kyle Filipowski, because Kyle Filipowski got put under the basket a few times tonight, I'm driving home going, oh gosh, oh gosh, I got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure that going forward, lots of conversations with him and his developmental coach, a lot of conversations going on with him and Will. Just don't get discouraged. Don't stop shooting. Trying to take some of the pressure off of him, David, because he's shot how many air balls tonight?
4
air balls.
He hit a 3 finally. He went 1 for 7, right? 1 for 8 from 3. Yeah, 1 for 8. So he's now 2 for his last 22.
Yeah. That is...
All right.
And hopefully it gets better.
Do you have any concern that, or if this happens to you, you're just not a professional athlete, like that he could break here?
Good point.
I mean, this is really got to be really hard for him.
At this point in the season, I would say no.
Okay.
Because the season's almost over. Now, how much time does he spend here? Working on his game, working with these developmental coaches in order to get better, to get off to a better start at the beginning of next season. I think that going forward, that's probably the most important thing for him. Then it could be just the opposite. How can I finish strong going into the off season where my confidence is?
That's good.
He's in a tough situation.
Right. I mean, the ideal thing is he gets a 3 or 4 game stretch where he feels better.
Yes.
The worst case scenario is that, he knows he's 2 of his last 22. He looks so uncomfortable shooting that he's not we could go put him in a gym. He's not going to shoot an air ball, probably take 100 shots. I bet he doesn't hit shoot an air ball. He shoots 4 of them tonight.
But the coaches are not telling him not to shoot.
No, right. It's great.
It's just like Walter Kessler. I mean, he's throwing up these 3-point shots. They are not telling him, don't shoot the basketball. They want Kessler to be a threat to a point where the defense can't drop on him all the time. And so it has to be the same thing with Cody. I mean, his confidence is definitely needs to improve before the season ends. All
right. Well, hopefully you're dealing with, no one expected, particularly watch Cody in college. You knew he wasn't ready. I just want to make sure that he didn't break, right? Let's make sure that these guys, on the other end, I guess the other comment would be is if you break, then this wasn't made out for you. This is going to be hard. There's a great phrase about the cold night on the side of Everest. So if you decide to climb Mount Everest, you are going to have, at some point in the journey, a brutally cold night on the side of Everest. And you knew that when you signed up to climb to the top of Everest, that you were going to get cold nights on the side of Everest. Cody Williams is having a cold night, and frankly, Isaiah Collier is a little bit too, having a cold night on the side of Everest right now. They're signing up to be one of the 200 greatest basketball players in the world. 300 if they make a rotation. 200 if they actually get to play a lot. Like, that's what they're signing up to try to be. Well, if you're trying to sign up to be the top 200 of something in the world, guess what you get along the way? A cold night on the side of Everest, unless your name's LeBron James.
Yeah.
And then, but even LeBron James, if you go back, take a second, everybody, go back and look at Kevin Durant's shooting percentage his rookie year. It was 39%. LeBron was like 41. Like, everyone shoots 39% as a rookie. So, like,
how do you get on the warm side? How do you fight back and get on the warm side of Everest?
You keep climbing up the hill.
Right.
You figure out whether you got enough gumption and enough fight inside you to climb up the hill. So I think, right?
Yeah.
And then you might not have the lungs and the strength and the ability to get up the hill. That's possible too, right? The other thing they used to say about they used to always tell me about the kids with ski racing is, yeah, it's cute now. You're going like this, but as you keep going, the mountain does this.
Gets steeper.
And you start, and everyone starts to fall off, right? Like at some point you fall off. So let's hope they don't fall off sometime soon. But you know what? Like, the biggest thing in this league is the amount of guys who just disappear. Yeah. It's crazy how many guys just disappear. All right. Reliability pluses tonight?
How about 2?
All right. Who are they?
Kessler.
Yep. He really had a 2-play stretch that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And Filipowski?
Yeah.
Okay. Like it. Kyle Filipowski, Walker Kessler, reliability pluses. Jazz lose it to Cleveland, who's really good. And we're not yet. Final score, a lot to a little. It's not up on the board anywhere in this building. Final score, 120-91. Have a great night. See you.